Hey Takuya. Hey Takuya.
Oh, hey, Inu-san. How are you?
I'm doing great. I remember that you increased the price of your note-taking app back in February. I wanted to know, how's InkDrop doing these days?
Yeah, that's a great question. As you might know, I've been posting coding tutorials on YouTube here, but my main source of income has been solely InkDrop for a long time. It's already been 8 years since I started this service.
Time flies.
Yes. And this year, I made the biggest decision I have ever made since InkDrop's launch, a price increase. On January 22nd, I announced that effective February 5th, the price of InkDrop would increase from $4.9 per month to $9.98 per month. I also explained why this change was necessary in this forum post.
So, it's been about 9 months since the price increase. I'm so curious about how things have been going since then. Was it the right decision? What important lessons have you learned?
Okay, sure. I'll answer your questions. Let's get right into it. So first, let's take a look at the MRR, monthly recurring revenue chart, since the service start.
I remember you mentioning in your Indie Hackers interview that you already hit $10K MRR years ago.
Yes, that's right. So as you can see, there have been so many epic moments in the history.
I can see there are a lot of ups and downs in the chart.
Yeah, running a SaaS over the years has not been easy, but I'm excited to share that this October marked the first growth in MRR since doubling the price back in February. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Congrats, Takuya.
Thank you.
Why did you double your pricing? I imagine changing the pricing would significantly impact the customer tiers, right?
That's right. You can get a lot of customers with a low price. However, it can lead some negative consequences, as Abitcall points out. Significantly underpricing your product will create a few problems down the road. Price always communicates value. By pricing a product surprisingly low, you are saying that it is worth very little. That will scare away customers who are looking for high-quality products. As a non-VC-backed indie developer, I wanted to make InkDrop better rather than bigger by focusing on quality. I wouldn't like to make it like MS Office or Adobe products to catch them all. I wanted to enjoy dense communication with my loyal customers instead of mindlessly saying yes to every feature request that will never be implemented. Therefore, increasing the price was primarily intended to address issues with my current customer base.
Address issues?
Yes. I encountered some challenges with my customer base.
So, you needed to rethink your target? That sounds interesting.
So, as you can see in the MRR history, there is a huge spike, huge revenue spike in March 2022.
This traction looks impressive. Was that because you posted a video introducing your product?
Yes, exactly. And then I unexpectedly attracted lots of users via my YouTube channel. However, they signed up not because my app looks good, but out of curiosity. Most of them didn't actively use my app even after paying for it. Unfortunately, this traction made my SaaS business unhealthy, resulting in high churn rates and a high volume of user support requests.
Whoa, that sounds tough. I always thought attracting a large number of users, regardless of who they were, was a good thing.
I used to think that too, but it turned out that this was not the case. After that, I've experienced a prolonged plateau, which has been affecting my tranquility. I needed to change my marketing strategy. While my channel happened to attract the wrong customers, I've been enjoying many beautiful video content. I wanted to continue doing it.
Yeah, I love watching your coding tutorials. But if it attracts the wrong customers, how do you solve that?
Yeah, that's the challenge. My channel must contribute to my business somehow, so I had to rethink who my right customers should be. It turns out that majority of my audience are aspiring software developers who want to improve their programming skills. They've often said in the comments that my content is not only informative but also motivational. Many of them seem to struggle with maintaining their motivation.
I can definitely relate to that. Staying motivated can be really tough.
Yeah, I agree. So I realized that this could be another itch my SaaS could help solve. Therefore, I decided that my new marketing strategy would be to motivate people through my content and then help them take action with Inkshop. So this way, my channel fans can find value in Inkshop while supporting both my app and my channel.
That makes sense.
Yeah. In order to implement my new marketing strategy, I decided to increase the price because it would let my wrong customers leave.
But why would you want your wrong customers to leave?
With a smaller group of happy customers, I should be able to have more meaningful and dense communication with them. By incorporating my motivational vibes as an additional value, this should create a synergy between my product and channel, allowing me to keep enjoying making beautiful content while focusing on improving product quality. Making $1 billion is not my goal here. I'd like to enjoy a good digital creator life with good income from good, like-minded people.
Yeah, I see. But I'm not sure I fully understand how you're incorporating motivational vibes into your SaaS.
It's been a big challenge for me, to be honest. This strategy is known as branding in marketing terminology. I explained the details about the branding part in the past video. Yeah?
I checked it out, but it still sounds a bit vague. What exactly did you do for branding?
Fair question. Even I wasn't sure if it would work initially. I will go into more details later on what I've done. The key takeaway here is to focus on quality, not scale. And I believe my new marketing strategy is gradually starting to work, as you've seen in the recent MRR growth. Right?
Got it.
Let's take a closer look at what happened after announcing the price change.
Increasing the price sounds super scary. Wasn't nerve-wracking for you?
Yes, it definitely was. After the announcement, I updated all the existing subscriptions to the new plans by using subscription schedule API via Stripe. I was worried that some customers might get angry because they were charged under the new pricing and potentially dispute the payment. Fortunately, it turned out that the number of disputes didn't significantly increase after the price change. I received several complaints via emails and comments, though I actually got only one payment dispute. The rest were due to card fraud. As you can see in the dispute count chart, Inkdrop rarely gets disputes.
That's cool. So the card payment flow remains healthy even after the change. But why do you think you didn't get many disputes?
That's likely because I made an effort to reach out to my customers through all available channels, including user forum, newsletter, blog, YouTube channel, and X.
So people were well informed about the price change in advance.
Yes. I try to be as transparent as possible instead of deceiving or surprising people. This approach was very important to avoid getting disputed.
You mentioned earlier that letting go of the wrong customers and making the service healthy again was a crucial part of this strategy. How did it go?
Of course, a rush of cancellations from the existing subscriptions was expected, but it still caused massive anxiety and stress for me, as you can imagine. It was like a roller coaster ride. The churn rate immediately doubled from around 4% to 9% after the announcement. As you can see, fortunately, it gradually decreased and now seems to be eventually normal, like around about 3% after 9 months. Many customers left. It was tough though. I'm so relieved by the results.
That must have been incredibly anxiety-inducing, enduring the wave of cancellations. Well done, Takuya. But how did you manage to turn it around?
Well, here is what I did to retain my right customers and improve the churn rate. First, post customer education video tutorials in the entertaining format. Second, create a user-only Discord server and host online meetups. Third, ask my customers to post a testimonial and put a wall of love on the website.
These sound so really interesting. Can you tell me more details?
Sure. My users from YouTube tend to be visual learners. So I created video tutorials on how to use Inkdrop and provided tips for tech note-taking as promised in the announcement. So here are the content I posted.
Oh yeah, I appeared in those videos. That was so much fun.
Yeah. Your cooperation was a crucial part for making those tutorials engaging. Because it's boring to watch standard screencasts with my face presenting the app features. So I created him, an animated companion in the videos. So he asks questions, reacts to my presentations, cries, and gets excited emotionally. His cute behavior makes my tutorials enjoyable to watch, which can often be a boring experience otherwise. I try to make them not only informative but also motivational with high quality editing.
I hope everyone enjoys me.
Yeah, I hope so too. Happy customers are usually quiet and don't say anything unless something goes wrong, like encountering bugs. It's rare to see them actively engage with me to discuss how we could cooperate.
I guess one reason for that could be the small size of your user base. So it makes sense that you need to actively reach out to your customers.
Yeah, I agree. On the other hand, the user forum has been a great place for giving user support, accumulating troubleshooting knowledge, and discussing feedback. However, communication has primarily been one-on-one interaction between me and the users. I wanted to connect active users with one another instead of me and energize the community. But this was challenging on the problem-solving focused user forum. So I worked hard to engage with happy customers by starting a user-only Discord server and hosting online meetups. So from 3 to 5 people typically join on each online meetup. We've talked about interesting new technologies, discussing new features, and their jobs, projects, and indie dev Q&As, and more. Talking with my customers in person was an eye-opening experience for me. In addition, it was wonderful to know what each of my loyal customers is like, what they are interested in, what they expect from me, and so on.
That sounds awesome. Hosting online meetups seems like a great way to build stronger relationships with your users.
To be honest, I don't really like chats because they can be so distracting. However, by setting a paywall, which is Inkshop, to join the server, the members have become very constructive and supportive. So I was able to keep my tranquility while enjoying conversations with people from time to time. I will keep experimenting with ways to engage on the server. People tend to check what others think if they are unsure. So again, since my user base is small, word of mouth is rarely visible on social media. So while some people told me they recommended Inkshop to their friends, it would be nice to encourage my customers to post their reviews publicly somewhere. Testimonials greatly help other people decide to sign up and continue using Inkshop.
I think you're right. But how?
So to facilitate this, I added a link to testimonial form on the page that appears right after the payment process. And I've got over 25 testimonials so far, which is amazing. Here's the word of love.
Oh, cool. I can see how people have been enjoying Inkdrop.
So this experience has been also greatly encouraging me to keep it going. Overall, instead of chasing the numbers, focusing on the happy customers eventually helps the churn rate return to normal. I will try keeping it to be around 3%.
You seem to be working really hard, even after reaching 10K MRR.
That's true. Inkshop is not a free automated source of passive income. So I'm still the sole developer behind it. So the revenue is like the claps from my customers saying, keep it going, keep it going. So I have to keep thinking and running.
So, what is your main motivation now? Why can you work so hard?
Good question. So my marketing strategy isn't a short-term growth hack. It's about finding the sweet spot of my lifestyle where I build what I want to use and I publish what I want to learn or enjoy, and I surround myself with those I want to connect with. So my primary goal is to cycle these activities and improve my life cycle. The revenue is the fuel to enhance each of these aspects, like making better products, making better content, and connecting with more interesting people.
That sounds very stoic, avoiding short-term growth tactics. Isn't that just an idealistic view?
Well, yes, it's actually hard to practice. When things are not going well, it's tempting to generate engagement through clickbait and drama.
Yeah, I often see social media algorithms tend to show controversial posts, shocking headlines, and gossip. It's no wonder people try to post similar content to get more engagement.
But you should never do any of them because those tactics are not sustainable and you will lose your authenticity. You should always focus on making your core fans happy. That's what I've been working hard on, attracting the right customers who will support all my activities for the long term, like true patrons.
Makes sense.
Lastly, I'd like to emphasize that these efforts are also for making my business harder for competitors to steal.
Harder to steal? What do you mean?
The note app market is a red ocean here. So Inkshop is a simple markdown note-taking app, especially designed for software developers. While this app concept might sound like a niche market, when searching for note-taking apps, you'll find tons of similar apps that overlap with the area, like Notion. That's largely because features can be easily copied and replicated, no matter how much effort you put into adding them. Over the years, I've witnessed so many new apps emerge, replicate shiny features, and then fade away. So relying solely on a feature set won't make sure the sustainability of your SaaS. On the other hand, it's significantly harder to copy brands and communities. So can you steal my entire YouTube channel audience by replicating my video style? Can you steal all my community members by replicating my Discord server? These are integral parts of the Inkshop's value that actually contributes to its MRR now.
Yeah, while it might be easy to replicate your app and content superficially, attracting long-term fans is still much harder. To be honest, when building a product, I used to believe that features would solve everything, and that branding themselves and building a warm community had little to do with growth, but were just minor things.
Yeah, I used to think the same way too, before starting my business. But it turned out that I was wrong. So you should learn marketing and you should find elements that would make your SaaS unique, not just the features. And from my experience, building a strong brand and community helps lower churn rates. With the low churn rate, I can now feel safe to work on improving the app. I think it's wrong to drive yourself with intense anxiety. So I repeatedly say, sustainability is key for indie development. I'm not interested in pursuing skyrocketing growth. So I'd like to enjoy building what I want to use, publishing what I want to enjoy, and surrounding myself with lovely people.
Cool, got it. Thanks for sharing, Takuya.
My pleasure. I hope it's helpful for your indie development journey. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Cheers!